Hi, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited for this call, and I have been preparing content. Let me move over here because this view is cuter. I've been preparing this content for quite some time. For those of you who are joining us from our Shred Nation CEO page, I welcome you guys. This is my team, Brazen Fitness. I am Camilla. I know that some of us have been acquainted, some of us haven't. I've been a coach for 4.5 years now. I am a diamond coach under Rob, and Rob has just been like he's just like my hero. He's my dude. So I actually found Rob through Chelsea's Instagram at a time where I needed to gain balance in my life. I have a very extreme personality, and my daughter was born in 2011. I did CrossFit as soon as she was born, as soon as I got clearance. And after CrossFit, after doing that for about 3 years, 2 to 3 years, I was like, what do I do next? And I was in pretty decent shape at the time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm about like 17% body fat. Why not try a bikini competition? So what I did is, when Instagram was super hyped up and Instagram fitness was super hyped up, I found my coach on Instagram, and it was just an awful experience. I gave her a lot of my money. The interaction wasn't there. I would email her and it would take her like a week to get back to me, just simple questions. And I was under eating, over exercising, and the support wasn't there. So I ended up quitting. I felt like a failure. I ballooned, and then I found Rob through Chelsea's Instagram, and he was doing the Ultimate Reset at the time. So I messaged him, hit him up, and then that's where it kind of just took off. I just love the support of what Beachbody has brought in my life and in my journey, and helping me regain that control over my health. And so it was just really, really cool that I'm kind of one of his OG coaches. So without further ado, I wanted to get into our content because it's going to be a lot. I hope you guys have a pen and paper, whatever you use to write with, because I have 4 pages of notes, and these are all my best practices. So let me just start by saying that I am in no way, shape, or form a professional. I just wanted to share with you guys what's been working for me, what's helped me grow my Instagram account, in hopes that you take some value from it. So everything that I'm going to tell you are things that are my preferences and things that I've learned. How you decide to run your Instagram account is totally up to you. How you want it to look aesthetically is up to you. But I just wanted to share with you my best practices, because as I got pregnant with this 3rd baby, I was really, really scared that my business was going to stall, or I was going to falter, or I was just going to fail. And that has been the complete opposite, honestly, to tell you the truth. My husband and I were talking about it last night, and I was sitting on the couch, and I was just like, oh, cool, I just added somebody else to my challenge group right now. And he was like, it seems like your business is doing better now that you're pregnant. And he was like, you're welcome. And I was like, ew, no, I'm still blaming you completely for this. But it's just been a really great time for me to be a coach. I feel like it made me a little bit more human. It made me a little bit more relatable. So it's just been a really, really cool time in my business. So I just wanted to share that, guys, because there's ebbs and flows in this business, but if you just stay consistent and stay the course, then you're going to see great successes. And if you continuously have faith in the products, have faith in our support, and just have faith that you can push forward regardless of you talking to people and everyone saying, it seems like they're saying no to you. You may not be saying the right things, or you feel like you're not saying the right things. Like, just keep moving forward and keep learning and keep evolving. And I promise you, it's going to get so much more fun. And when you find that joy, people see the joy in you and they want to do what you want to do. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. Actually, let me open up my slides real quick. So I only have a few slides. This is going to be pretty much just, not you, Siri. This is going to be just really informational, but I did have a couple of slides that I wanted to share with you guys. Here it is. Just to give you guys some visual. Okay. All right. All right, do you guys see my slides? Cool. Let me make this smaller. Okay. All right. So this is going to be all about Instagram. Facebook is going to be a different topic altogether, but what I wanted to touch on today is Instagram. I would say about 90% of my business comes from Instagram. I think that people are able to connect with you on a deeper level on Instagram through your feed, through IG stories, because they see you in motion and they see you in a different manner. When they see your little tiny 12 squares at a time, they see your bio. It's much different than that on Facebook. I think Facebook is getting really crowded with political stances and people reposting articles and things like that. So it's easy to get lost in that noise. So for me personally, I like to post on Facebook. I may not post exactly the same on Facebook as I do on Instagram. But Instagram for me is that tool where people get to know me on a deeper level because I get super deep in my captions. And we'll touch on that very, very slightly. Just to give you guys some of my best practices and when I choose my captions and how I'm telling stories. So this is going to be all about leveraging Instagram and gaining influence. And influence meaning not being popular, not being that person that is just interesting, right? Gaining influence meaning you're adding value to your people, and you tend to be that person that they look to when they do want to look for fitness, or they do want to look for motherhood inspiration, or they do want to look for those moments where they want to be raw and real, and they know that you are too, so they come to you because they knew you were talking about it. And I'm going to share that with my stories as well, because I have a few good sound bites and things that really helped me capture my captions as well as kind of connect with people, because this is a really great way to connect with people. So the first thing you want to do is think about who you're speaking to. Now, I took maybe an hour and a half out of my evening one night to create this avatar. I challenge you guys to do the same. This is a completely fake person, but it's a person that I want to manifest because these are the people that I want to work with. And essentially, I want people to be on my team. So the more clear and direct that you get on who you want to work with, what type of person she is, what are her likes, what are her dislikes, is she married, is she not married, is she a college student, is she a college athlete, or was she a college athlete? The more specific you get, the easier it is that it's going to be to post on your social media accounts. It's going to be easier to be able to talk to that person directly in your captions. So I got really specific, and honestly, when I saw this exercise come up, I think we did this in Robin Chelsea's PS group, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, who wants to do that? I kind of know who I'm talking to. But when you cast a wide net, your energy goes with it. You'll sign people that you don't necessarily want to work with all that well. You just don't jive well. You are working with them now and maybe it's not a great fit, and it sucks the fun out of you, and it sucks the emotions out of you, and it makes this job less fun. Once you start attracting your people, your tribe, people that like the same music, people that you connect with on different fun levels or even spiritual levels and emotional levels, it just gets to be a lot more fun. So I got super duper really, really pinpointed what I wanted to do. So she's 32 years old. Her name is Elise Taylor. Elise is my daughter's middle name, and Taylor's my husband's middle name. This is her, super pretty chick, but she's like watching her kids play baseball, which is going to be me in a couple of months because we're signing Nolan up for baseball. She's super involved with her kids. And if you read about her, she loves all things beauty and fashion, can talk about it all day, often in athleisure, but can get dolled up. Witting can come up with a crude joke or silly line from a movie. Like, that's totally me. That's like Will Ferrell movies are my jam. Confident after years of self-care and fighting for a strong mindset. Like, I can totally attest to that, and I still fight for it to this day. Dreamt of being present with her children and will do what it takes. Dreams of financial freedom. Dreams of insane fitness results while retaining bliss and fitness. So obviously she wants to love what she's doing. Living a life of purpose. And then I put in buying the SUV with a third row seat because of this baby coming. A forever home with a pool because I live in California. Interests, beauty and fashion, 90s pop, Beyonce, hip hop, twerk music. Dance parties with my family, personal development, all things Disney. Like, me and Disney people totally get along. Watching YouTube gurus. Like, get super, super specific, guys, because these people are out there. Trust and believe that these people are out there. Dinner and beers with your husband. Like, I love that. That's one of my favorite things to do. Blaze Pizza is awesome. And then I have a mission statement. She's a woman who's ready to step in her boss babe role in order to advance herself. Her family is on her mind with every decision, and she loves to serve others and help them see their highest potential. Like, what is your mission statement? What is your why? I challenge you guys to do this. If you're in the CEO circle, then do it and post it so I can cheer you on. If you're on my team, I challenge you to do this as well. I made this on Canva. It was super duper easy. I just put a bunch of shapes together and typed in them pretty much. So, and I found this picture actually off of Google, and my husband was like, so who is that? And I'm like, I don't know, I made her up. So he's always in my business, but it was just really cool. And I felt like a sense of clarity. And then I was like, okay, I did this at the end of December and before I goal set, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go find her, and I'm going to keep finding her. And when I find her, I'm going to find more like her. And this is how I'm going to build an elite team. So once you get specific in that nature, it's so much easier to really dig deep into how you're going to start talking to these people. And then I also wanted to show you guys the evolution of my page. So this is we all start somewhere, right? On the left, this is my news feed. If you look at this photo down here with my belly and then a collage of soup next to my little daughter brushing her teeth, and then my son with his underwear on the outside of his pants. This was my Instagram when I first started coaching. No rhyme or reason, hella collages. I was already into fitness, so I had that going for me. Honestly, this was my before and after the Ultimate Reset, where I lost 15 pounds. And there was just really no direction, right? Some of my colors are dark, some are black and white, some are out of focus. I was just all over the place. Now on the right, I have brighter photos. The quality is sharper. The filter is pretty uniform in all my photos. And I'll share the apps and stuff that I use there. And I have a pretty good mix of fitness and my lifestyle and everything like that. I do have a grid on the bottom because it was my top 9 for the year. But it just looks better in my opinion. And another thing I wanted to share is your bio matters, right? So I recently changed my bio and I started to see different followers and just more fun. So your bio definitely matters. If you look here, I used to have group fitness instructor, fitness online health and wellness coach, and just really unfun things. Let your actual pictures tell the story. So I put married to my penguin. I gained and lost 85 pounds twice because that's how much I gained with my pregnancies. I laugh at my own jokes pretty much constantly. I can't tell a joke without laughing first, and it's awful. And I'm a hot Cheeto connoisseur. Extra hot Cheetos with lime, hot Cheeto fries, hot Cheeto puffs. Like, give me a hot Cheeto and I will eat it. And I like love hot Cheetos. And so I have that going for me. So I thought it would be fun to put that there. So your bios definitely matter, because when somebody, if you start to, you know, prospect people, and we'll talk about how I interact with people and I get new followers and how I interact with those new followers. When they go back to your page and they look at your first, say, 9 to 12 photos and they look at your bio, that's going to be the indicator of which they're going to hit follow and they're going to reciprocate the love. So if your stuff is just like really, really to the point, leaves really no mystery as to who you are or how fun you can be, then they're not going to follow. And that's the whole point, right? Is building relationships in this business. So don't give too much away. Keep it fun and light. Like, you don't have to say you're an online health and fitness coach. You don't have to link your Beachbody page. Like, that is my biggest pet peeve. Don't link your Team Beachbody shop. Like, don't do that. That should happen in your conversations. And also, don't link your actual Facebook there. I think that that should be left in for conversations as well. So what I have is a Linktree. Linktree is awesome because you can link different things there. I have my website, my blog, my free ebook for Secure Sacred Mornings. Feel free to download it if you'd like it. It's all about creating your own miracle morning and why. And then I also have our coach sneak peeks in there. Like, if there's anything new, if I'm running a free group, it's going to be in that Linktree. And so I'll just say, click the link in my bio. Get specific to your demographic. Like, I like talking to new moms. I've been attracting a lot of pregnant women. I just signed 2 new pregnant customers, and I'm super excited to help them through their prenatal journey. Your photo should do the talking. So you don't need to tell them you're a coach if you have some pretty cool fitness photos already. And give people a way to contact you, and that is the Linktree, which is the way that I do it. I will answer questions at the end, so if you have any, please feel free to write them down. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just go straight into my content. Like I said, I have lots of notes, so if you have any questions, we'll go ahead and answer those at the end. So I wanted to share some tips. So the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to share my tools. I have one tool right here, actually, that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so I got lots of tricks up my sleeve, like a lot of things. I was a beauty blogger before I became a Beachbody coach. I was a beauty blogger when my son was born. He's 9. So I love, like, I still have a lot of my old customers actually came from that realm. And so I really love how aesthetically pleasing a lot of like the beauty blogger stuff is. So I tend to take a lot of tips from them. First things first, a tripod. These are kind of like my little gadgets and things that I have. I have a tripod. I'm hoping a lot of you guys do. I think this one is called the Gorilla. And I'm sorry if I'm out of breath. I'm 6 months pregnant right now. And I'm like, I just walked like 5 steps and I'm like winded right now. So this is the tripod. And the cool part is that you can like wrap it around things. I don't really do that all that much because I'm not really outdoors anymore. When I used to teach my fit clubs, I would like hang it, I would like wrap it around like chain link fences so I could film. This little doohickey came with it. Or no, this came with my Stellar Light. So this came like this. This is an iPhone holster or a phone holster or whatever you have. And I screw it onto this adapter. This will also has a screw, will screw onto the bottom of your camera if you have a camera. Right now, I'm gonna go kind of fast. I have a Diva ring light and it's from Stellar Lighting Systems. And it is like everything. So I know you guys have probably seen these before. Let me just turn around and show you. My living room. Yes, I have my Christmas tree still up. Judge me. I'm pregnant. I'm tired. So that is the ring light. It's on a tripod. And that thing is awesome. It's super bright. I bought it in 2014, and I just changed the bulb in it this past like 6 months, so it lasts really, really long. That's from Stellar Lighting Systems, but I think Amazon has some cheaper ones, but the Stellar one is really good because it has like a carrying case and stuff like that. So I sometimes, when I take like my post-workout selfies, or if I want to put the timer on my iPhone, I only have the 6S Plus, I'll put my phone in there, I'll put the timer on, I'll put it in the ring light, turn the timer on 10 seconds, walk back and take some photos. Okay, so that is another thing that I do. Another gadget that I have is the little tiny light. So the little tiny light, it'll go on your phone. It has 3 settings. This is from Amazon, and it was like $10. This will get your lighting really, really good on your photos, on your selfies, in low light situations, if you're in the car, which I don't really recommend. I don't know, sometimes car photos get on my nerves because people just like taking pictures in their car, you know? But this is a really good light as well. For calls, I will also put it right here on my laptop, so I get extra lighting here. Lighting is everything in your photos. And the second to last thing I want to show you is a good camera. And I'm not saying that you need to invest in all this crap. Honestly, I've been coaching for 4 years, and like I asked for it for like Christmas and stuff. But this camera has been awesome, especially with a 50 millimeter lens. 50 millimeter lens gives you that portrait mode type of photo where your subject is in focus and everything is blurred around you. This was really clutch for me like last year when iPhone 7s didn't have portrait mode. But if you have an iPhone 7 and beyond, you're gonna have portrait mode on your phone. If you have an iPhone X, you'll have portrait mode on the front facing camera, which is really freaking phenomenal. Like, after I have this baby, I'm gifting myself an iPhone X. I'll just tell you that now. I deserve it. But the iPhone X is going to give you really clear, crisp photos. And so, yes. So, tip. When taking my food photos, my food prep photos, another thing that was really popular for me was sharing my kids' lunches. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I used to share my kids' lunches pretty often. I need to get back to it because it really brought a different audience for me and a lot of my own demographic. I would like, because my tabletop is cherry wood and it's scratched as all hell, and I'm not about to have that in photos. I took a piece of poster board and I put marble contact paper on top of it, so that I can use this to take photos on top of. And in my food prep photos, you will always see a packet of Shakeology. Always. Like, you're always gonna see it because I consume it. So it's like, why not share that? On the back of this was my poster board that I had when I would have my boot camps in the park. So I just took the back of it and I put some contact paper on it. And I bought this marble contact paper on Amazon. It was kind of tricky to get on here. Honestly, there's a lot of divots in it because this is a textured board, which kind of sucks. But what I do is I just Facetune and smooth out all of those things so they're not visible in the photo. So this is one of my like most prized possession tricks, because you're able to do like your food prep on here, right? It instantly brightens up your Instagram. You're able to, I put my kids' lunches on here. And then also once I get deeper into like doing more beauty stuff, maybe do it on my blog, I'm going to do like beauty products on it as well. Okay. So that's enough with tools. Let's see. Okay. So the reason why I really wanted to do this Instagram training and why I was really excited about it, it was kind of solidified in hearing Melanie Mitro on Monday's National Wake Up Call saying that she had to get with the times, right? Like, Instagram and the internet is completely changing. And I just signed up for a new online course, 6-week course on kind of like more social media training and things like that with a couple of my coaches. And one of the things that that the instructor said was that network marketing is changing because the internet is changing. How we share on the internet is completely changing. So we need to be able to evolve and move quickly with that, or we're going to get lost in the shuffle. So when we first started out as coaches, they would say 3 to 5 posts on Facebook and Instagram, right? Well, that doesn't really work anymore. And if that's something that you still want to do to stay visible in people's feeds, then by all means do it. But for me personally, like 1 to 2 quality photos with quality captions is really what's getting me the followers. Back in the day when I was doing like 3 to 4 posts, the interaction and the likes were far and few in between on a couple of them. So, and now that we have Instagram stories, I feel like people are bringing their attention to Instagram stories a lot more. And that's where we can get in the nitty gritty behind the scenes and just really show people us in real time in movement, rather than waiting for that perfect photo to post or waiting until your feed is perfectly curated. And then more intentional things you can put on Facebook. That's a different training. But if you have different things, like things maybe the picture isn't that great, I'll tend to put that on Facebook, but with the same caption as I did on Instagram. So I'm just going to go down the line and talk about, and just kind of how I jotted down my notes. So quality photos is what you want to post on Instagram. Good lighting, the ring light, my mini, plus a tripod, but natural light will always win. Like if you have a large window, take your photos there. I like to sometimes step outside, or I have a huge window in front of my kitchen and I'll take my photos there. And when you're posting, make sure it's not just selfies on your Instagram. You want to space those out. Selfies are good here and there, but you kind of don't want your whole feed to be just of your head and neck. People want to see more of you. They want to see more of you in action. So don't post just your sweaty selfies. People don't want to see that. And because, people just scroll. Like I see my husband all the time. His thumb is constantly moving. Like you want to be that scroll stopping post with a caption that captivates your audience. Another tip that I had was ask a beginner photographer to take your photos. I've done that. I've asked people on Instagram or on Facebook, say, hey, I want to take some photos, tag your favorite photographers. And some photographers or who are budding photographers will be like, hey, I'll shoot you, or I'll shoot you for free. I just need to build my portfolio, or I'll shoot you and it'll be like $100 for like 2 hours and we'll go on location. You can change your outfits. And so that would be like the perfect way to stockpile some photos, because they'll give you the digital copies of it and you can do as you please. And if they edit them, even better. Like some of my favorite photos are from my very first photo shoot with a girl I did CrossFit with, and she ended up taking my photos two other times, and I ended up paying her the last time because I'm like, hey, I'm not going to just keep using you. Like you're doing really great work and I really want to help you out. But it was just a really cool experience, and it got me some really great images that I used in a lot of marketing materials. What you wear matters. This is, I like clutch, guys. And I don't want to sound shallow. Like I don't want to sound shallow at all during this call, but what you wear definitely matters in your photos. You want to make sure that you looked polished. You want to make sure that your workout clothes aren't just like your pajamas. Like, trust me, I work out in my pajamas too. That's the beauty of what we get to do, right? BOD is awesome because we can roll out of bed. Sometimes I don't even put shoes on, but that's not going to end up on my Instagram feed. Like, I'm not going to put that on my Instagram feed when I'm just in my pajama pants, right? So what you wear really matters. And brush your hair, please. You don't know how many times I've seen people who just look like their baby hairs are out here, you know, their like bun is like right here. And I'm like, girl, like just before the photo, just get it up there. That's why I wear headbands. Like I wear the headband because I would look a hot ass mess if I didn't. My Undercut is growing out. It's probably the most atrocious thing of my life. I hate it. So you will never see me with my undercut coming out. And clean up your backgrounds. This is so important, right? Like super duper important. Clean up your backgrounds before you take a photo and post it on your Instagram. Maybe on your Facebook, that'll fly. But on your Instagram, if people are scrolling through it and they just see a lot of busyness in your backgrounds, they're not going to stop. Because it's harder to digest. Find a blank wall in your home to shoot at. I'm going to tell you right now, all of those photos that you see where it's like just a little ratio of like my walls that are this color, the only time that you will, it's the most ridiculous setup I have, but it's like 2 feet before my bathroom in my hallway, and I place the ring light like halfway into my son's room to shine the light on that wall, and I'll take photos there. It's the most ridiculous thing, but it works, and you have to find those little tiny moments where, or those tiny spots in your house that it'll work for you. You'll also see me sometimes take photos near my curtains right here, which I don't really prefer because I don't really like seeing them in my feed that much. I like more brightness in my photos. So I will take pictures by that wall. The photos that you see of the one of me and my kids where I'm holding the sign, that is at that same wall. Teach your kids to take photos. This is key. My kids are trained to take my photos. I give them my cell phone. They're better than my husband, guys. Like, I give my son or my daughter, I'll take the phone and I say, come here, stand right here. And then they'll take it, they'll hold it exactly where I had it. I'll usually put it really low to make myself look higher and a lot taller. And I say, just hit the shutter, tell mommy when the shutter starts, and I'll just start moving. And then they think it's a game. They're like holding it right, and I'm like posing, and I'm moving, and I'm like moving with the camera, fake laughing, you know, and doing all that. And then they're like, and I'm like, okay, stop. And they're like, 452 photos. And they think it's a freaking game, and it's so fun because then I look through it and I'm like, okay, half of these are junk, but some of them are like really clutch photos that I have in my back pocket to use. And I do the exact same things with them. When I take photos of them, because people somehow love seeing my kids, I put them there and I go, all right, start moving, jump around, hug your sister, you know, look happy, look like you love each other. And I will take like hundreds of photos of them with my shutter, and then pick what I want. It's fun. Avoid collages at all costs, except for before and afters. Those tend to get pretty busy. And then avoid words on photos. I know back in the day when I first started, word swag was out. You know, you can Canva the crap out of your pictures. Now it just looks kind of busy. And when you put words on your photos and people look through them, it also looks like a little bit more salesy to me. It'll look a little bit more like you're trying to sell something when you should just go ahead and let your photo and the caption speak for itself. So that is just my opinion. Take from it what you will. But for me personally, words on photos just come off a little bit more salesy than they should. So caption tips. This is clutch. Stories always win. So I learned this in The World's Greatest Speaker, that your stories and your connection points are from pain points. And you're going to hear this a lot. So pain points are when you connect with people, because through pain, you get excitement. And through excitement, you get those connections with people, and you get people commenting back and saying, I felt that way too. Or you get those DMs where they're like, I know what you're going through. I felt that too. How did you overcome it? So these are the ones that I've been using, that I have used because I've gone through them. So I'm just going to go through them really quick. And they're just kind of like phrases that I use within the caption, just to give you an idea of how my thought process works in regards to forming captions for my photos. My self-esteem from weight, ... So like, how was your self-esteem impacted from your weight? How did you feel? Did you have those moments where you would sit on the couch and automatically grab a pillow to cover your stomach? Or did you have those like breaking points in a dressing room because you just hated the way you looked and the lighting just did you dirty? Like, how did you feel about it? Did you not want to be in social settings because you just did not feel comfortable even talking to anyone? Those are pain points that you really need to dig deep into and talk about. Tired of working for someone else's quotes and goals and quotas, right? And that's in to talk about the coaching opportunity. I really got tired of that. Like, I was tired of people dictating my time. I got tired of them setting my goals for me, instead of me having the freedom to set those goals. So talk about that. I was afraid of asking for PTO when my babies were sick. That's huge. Like, my kids, when they were little, were super sick all the time. And when one got it, the next one got it. And then I ended up losing more money and missing out on more PTO. So that's another way to talk about it. Just talking about the freedom that you get. This one was huge. And this one was a little bit of a touchy subject because it involves somebody else that I loved. But I connected with so many women when I talked about this, and I said, my marriage was on the line because I hated my body. And that one was really, really impactful because I wasn't afraid to talk about it. I was at first. When I pressed post, don't even front. Like, I was hella scared. And my husband was like, I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, I can't believe I said it either, but it was our truth. It was my truth. And I connected with so many women who were going through the same thing and wanted my help because of it. So don't be afraid to dig a little deep. It gets scary, it gets uncomfortable, but it's through those times that you find the biggest breakthroughs, I think, and then you have that strength to keep moving on. Dreamt of vacations that I could treat my family to. Like, Punta Cana came up, and I was like, damn, I just did that. Like, it was the most fun I've ever had with my family, and it was just such a complete blessing. So yeah, I talk about that. Like, I have family members and stuff. Like, I don't even remember taking trips with my parents that young, because I was one of four. So this was like a dream come true to be able to take them, and then to take them on a cruise next year is going to be even more phenomenal. I was overworked, burnt out, passionless, materialistic, and an impatient mama. Like, what were you before Beachbody? Like, I know I was all of those things. That's why I wrote it down. I was overworked. I was burnt out. I was passionless. I just wanted to get through my freaking day-to-day. I was materialistic. Like, I sought material things to make me happy. I was constantly shopping. I worked in San Francisco. So it's like, I was always buying some shit. And I'm like, filling this void with, like, you guys should see my makeup. It was just mounds of crap, and like all the clothes that I had. It was just crazy. And I don't feel that need anymore. I feel like putting my money towards my business or putting my money towards my family and things like that. I was a college dropout, pregnant at 22. I was kicked out of my parents' house at 20, and I was directionless. A lot of young mothers are going to resonate with you. A lot of people who are my age with like a kid that's about to be in double digits, so crazy, they're going to resonate with you. And they're going to see that what is possible. Dealing and navigating through my son's ADHD. This was another really big one for me. It was a really tough moment when we got his diagnosis because, we didn't want to medicate. We didn't want to do all these different things that would have eventually helped him. And so I talked about it, and through talking about it, a lot of people reached out to me and said, what were his symptoms? I think my daughter has it too. Or how did you get started on your guys' journey? How did you get him evaluated? And it was really therapeutic for me as a mother. And it was really cool for Ryan and I to see that we weren't alone, even though we did feel alone. We felt like shitty parents. So it was a really, really tough time, but talking about it definitely helped. And then your defining moment. Like, what brought you to Beachbody? What made you want to try a Beachbody program? What brought you to coaching? And like I told you guys, I over-exercised, I underate, and I passed out actually in a restaurant with my husband. And that was the day that I said, no freaking more. And I'm not doing this to myself anymore. And I stopped killing myself. And a month later, I found Beachbody. Another caption tip that I had is to use your PD to inspire your captions. What a concept, right? Like, what a concept. That is the easiest way to ease your writer's block. Your photo could be of anything you want. It could be like a selfie that you have stockpiled from when you were feeling super cute and on point. I know I do that. I'll take like a gajillion selfies at a time, and then I'll just keep them in my back pocket. And when I will need something to post and I'm due for a selfie, I'll post that. The formula that I usually use is a quote from the PD and then my takeaway. Like, I'll do my quote, I'll space using like a little line or a bar, whatever it is, a dash. I'll go down another line and I'll post my takeaway. And those takeaways are usually, meant to bring value. A lot of the time when I post my captions is because I need to hear it my damn self. So that is another really easy and great way to incorporate what you're learning, add value to people, and get something up on your social media account. Ask advice on a topic. Remember, people love to give advice. Love to give advice. You don't really want to use a like, have you ever type of question. You want to use something more really, really specific. A recent one that I did was asking about labor. So I asked women who have had more than one child how their labors went after the first and second or whatever, because I'm kind of nervous about this third one. I have a feeling it's going to go quick because they've been super active, but I just wanted to ask and see what people had to say. And I had a lot of responses, especially for moms, because moms like to talk about that stuff. Labors are a freaking badge of honor, and we're going to talk about it. I know my mom still talks about it, and we're grown-ass kids, so moms really love to talk. Pregnancy cravings, like that's another one that I want to ask too, is like, what are you craving that's weird? Like for me, it's jalapeno rings. I like everything spicy. Hot Cheetos, obviously. Another question that I've liked to ask is, what would your soundtrack be? Like if you had to go through your day-to-day, like what would your like pump-up song be? Like if you're going to walk into a WWE ring, like what would you want to hear? If you're going to walk on a basketball court, like what do you want to hear? What is your song? And that's another really fun question, because then you can like laugh at people's songs. You can relate to them and be like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, so that's a really good one too. One of the other ones that really worked well for me is regarding my kids is, how do you teach a little kid empathy? I asked that a few weeks back because my daughter, like my father-in-law and my dad's stepmom lost one of their puppies at 3 years old. And she straight up went to her grandpa and was like, Grandpa, I know you're sad, but you just gotta let it go. And I was like, oh, I know what you're saying, girl. Like, I get you. But no, you can't just say that. So like, how do you teach a little kid empathy? I had no idea. So I asked, and everyone was just like, oh, it's just her age. And so it was just really cool to like really connect with people on that level. And I also like to ask, what are your makeup favorites? Your favorite skincare, because now that I'm 32, I'm kind of into skincare now. Like, what are you guys using on your face? Like, what's cool these days? Like, I like asking those questions because then it gives you, it's conversation openers, right? And notice that none of these questions had anything to do with health and fitness. Like, everyone knows by looking at your feed, if they've been following you for a while, they know you like health and fitness. They know you don't really want to know. Like, so ask questions that get you to relate to your demographic, right? Like, ask deeper questions, or even just like really surface level questions like skincare. Like, I genuinely want to know. Be like, I have normal skin, a little bit dry during this pregnancy. What are you guys using? I'm willing to buy things at Sephora. I'm willing to go Ulta. This is what I've been using. And so, yeah, you're just going to get really great sound advice. All right. Moving on. Do not use Beachbody specific words. And this was really fun. I thought of this as a game. In your captions, do not use Beachbody specific words. Leave a little bit of mystery, people. Let those happen. Let the Beachbody words flow in your DMs and flow in your Facebook messages and in your emails. let them see it in your back office or your store, but don't let them see it in your captions, because you want to leave a little bit mystery. You want to leave a little bit, this is called curiosity marketing. So this was a fun game because I was like looking at bot, I'm like, other words for these things. Max weightlifting program for hammer and chisel. Maximum intensity workout, insanity. MMA inspired workout, we all know that is Core de Force. Superfoods in a glass, Shakeology. Vitamins that taste like dessert, also Shakeology. Agility and strength program, Shift Shot. This is like a quiz, right? It was kind of fun. Pilates and yoga inspired workout, PiYo. 21-day detox where you never starve, Ultimate Reset. A quick 3-day jumpstart, 3-day refresh. Booty shaping program, 80-day obsession. My own yoga studio in my living room, the yoga retreat. The golden elixir, energize. Or my mama juice, also energize. Like using words like that just makes it a lot more fun, right? People are like, oh, what is that? You don't know how many times I've seen people. I've actually been in my IG stories, like literally like dying in the morning, like pouring it into my water with the canister there, and I'll still put like golden elixir or mom juice, and people be like, what pre-workout do you use? And I'm like, girl, the bottle was right there. Like, but they still want to know, right? Because you make it more fun, you make light of it, and then you can get into the specifics. You can say, yeah, it has a very low dosage of caffeine, and then get into the science and all that jargon, but you don't need to do that in your post. You don't want to give it all away. You want to leave a little mystery because you want to hook them so that they ask you questions. Next tip, hashtags. Copy and paste them in your notes. That is clutch. I have notes in my my iPhone where I have a bunch of different hashtags that I use, and they're going to change in different seasons of your life, you guys. Like, they're not always going to be the same. So right now, a lot of mine are like towards pregnancy fitness. I am Shred Nation is in there so that we can see what the Shred Nation people are doing, but keeping those there is easy so that you can put them in your comments. Honestly, I don't really understand the difference between putting the hashtags in your actual caption. I personally like them in a comment because I think it looks a lot better. You can't see them, especially when you put the dots in the spaces first. So I personally don't. I do know some coaches who put them in the caption. It's a personal preference for me. I don't like the way it looks, so I put them in my actual comments, and I'm still growing my following, so I don't really see the difference there. When you are looking for tags, you generally want to look for tags that have about like maybe 1,500 to 5,000 actual posts in them. Reason being, you don't want to get lost in overused hashtags. So for instance, if somebody clicks on that hashtag, you're going to get lost in there. So it's better to pinpoint those ones that are about 1,500 to 5,000. And then also be aware of shadow banned hashtags. Shadow banning means that there are certain overused hashtags that Instagram algorithms will automatically hide those posts. So these are easily researched on Google. So if you have any questions on any hashtags that you're currently using, look at the shadow banned list on Google, and it'll direct you towards like ones you probably don't want to use. Okay. Features. Features are really cool when done right. This is when you @ a company directly or an account directly in hopes to get featured on their account. I've @featured Shakeology. Sometimes I'll like @Shakeology directly on some of my food preps because I think they look pretty and they would look nice on their page too. It hasn't happened yet, probably because I haven't been super consistent in posting them. But I'll @Shakeology sometimes too. And I'll also some like brands that I'm wearing, like Fabletics, depending on how my picture looks. If I think it's like worthy, then I'll @ it as well. Local brands are super big too. Like I have a CrossFit brand here in the Bay Area that I'll at. I Am Project X. I've actually shot with him and he's given me a bunch of free clothes. So like I'll at symbol him too because he has like a huge following in my area. And then there's also those Instagram accounts that are super fun, like home workouts for you. Like if you filmed and you have a good quality video of you doing a home workout and doing some movements in your living room, like don't be afraid to do the at-home workouts for you. And I found one today that was super funny, and it was called The Real Moms of Insta. And I thought it was just really cute because it was like all baby build related and pregnancy related, but like the humor side of it. Like there's a photo of a mom who's like, who else has issues with the baby in the sling? And the baby was like sideways and their head was like this way. And it was just really funny because her sling was like on crooked and sideways. So I thought that was really funny. So things that I've done that have not really worked out for me very well. There was a time on my Instagram where I used to do a photo grid. So like every other photo was a like pastel pink square with a black quote in it. And so after a while, my Instagram was kind of like a grid, like a checkerboard, like a picture and then a quote, a picture and a quote. That lost steam very fast and it got kind of exhausting, right? Like there's only so many quotes that fit your branding. And you have to be really, really like, you have to know who you are in your brand to know like what quotes, because then you're just regurgitating all these like generic quotes off of Pinterest, and it lost steam really quick. Another thing that I really did was when I was big into Core de Force last year, I was posting a video every third post on Instagram. So it would be like 2 rows of pictures and then like a whole row of videos, right? If I was like still in my sequence. It was cool for a while. I did hit Success Club. I did very well, but the viewership of the videos started going down and down and down and down and down. Why? Because I got bored. People know you work out at home. Like it wasn't exciting to them anymore. So what went from like thousands of views went to like maybe 200 views if I was lucky on a video. And so that definitely, it's really important too that you're able to take a step back and assess like what's working and what's not working and make tweaks, right? And not just keep doing it because you're like, it's easy. I'm going to work out every day anyway. This is what I was thinking. I'm going to work out every day anyway. I'm just going to film it. And then that's like easy content, but no one wants to see it anymore. And you just get passed up. So I stopped that. So another thing that I did was very successful is the kid lunches. Like I like to pack nutritious food for the kids. So I started sharing those with my fake marble counter. So that was really, really good for me. And I'm going to continue to do that. Let's see. Introductions once a month. So about once a month, I like to do like a, hey friends, I have some new followers here. Here are 10 facts about me or 5 facts about me. And then I'll say in the comments below, let me know if we have something in common. And I would say like silly things like I loved NSYNC. I went to all NSYNC concerts. I'm one of 4 and I have 3 brothers. Like just really random facts that have absolutely nothing to do with fitness, right? Like I steal the mascara wand samples from Sephora and Ulta. I don't like sleeping with my feet out of the blanket because I have this like weird fear that a ghost is going to grab my ankles. Yeah. I don't like sleeping with the closet door open because seeing that like black square and that black mass like next to me, it freaks me out. So like I'll get my ass up and close the closet. Yeah, just like crazy things like that that'll just connect you or get people to laugh. Like, yes. Let's see. Don't let posting take over your life. I should have started with that. I really should have, because it is so easy to look at like social media accounts, be like, dang, she's probably like taking photos all day. Really, they're not. It's about working smarter, not harder. Some of my best practices are taking stock photos. Like sometimes you'll see like maybe every 10th photo or every 12th photo, I had the same outfit on. Why? Why do you think that is? It's because that day I took maybe 3 quality photos and I saved them and I started posting them later on in the month. I'm not going to post them probably within the same row or the same 2 rows or even the 3rd row. But if you scroll and you haven't seen me in that red outfit, I'm going to put myself in the red outfit again. And that's totally okay. So stock photos, like take a ton a day. I wear makeup. You guys, I put makeup on for this call. You think I had makeup on today? No, I did not have makeup on today. I put it on for this freaking call. You better believe after this call, I'm probably going to take a selfie or 2. So take photos when you're looking right. Like there's no shame in that. I've made myself late to many, many functions because I got dressed that day and my husband's like waiting for me in the car and I'm like, hold on. I'm like with my light. Like my son walks in his bedroom and he's like, why is your light in my room? And I was like, because the wall is there. Like, you know, like people just know, like you have to be able to just think that way. So you're like, okay, cool. Like now I have an album in my iPhone of all these photos that I can use later on. Another thing that I like to do is I have a white garage door. I'll take some photos out there if me and my daughter are looking cute. We'll walk out there. I'll be like, honey, you're going to take some photos before we get in the car. There have been times like on Christmas where I knew I needed a family photo. I put this damn tripod on top of the hood of the car and I was like, the timer, click, walk back, we take some photos. And we'll do it like maybe 3 times so I can get one good photo out of my family. And you just kind of have to think like that. And utilize your IG stories for sure. Like on those days, like we're not on point all the time. We're not turned up, like the creativity is not there all the time. The creativity there is there for me maybe like 3 times a week, right? That is where your Instagram stories come into play. That is where people are able to see who you are, like when you don't feel right, right? And also another thing that I have is film videos and slice them up and repurpose. Like if you're confident in having videos up, so there have been times, like especially when I was sick, I would put like an old workout video up, but a different move that you guys haven't seen me do, you know? So that is totally okay, and repurpose those things. Let's see. Okay, so now how I interact with people. Okay, let me finish with IG stories real quick. So again, this is where you get raw and real. This is like the less curated stuff, the less cute stuff, where you will see me mostly without makeup. I mean, I won't be in makeup, obviously, in my workout videos or my workout photos, but you won't really see like a real close selfie of me like that. This is where you get raw and real. It's more behind the scenes stuff. This is also where you can drop coach breadcrumbs, right? Like before we get off this call, we're gonna take a selfie. So for those of you who are not on video right now, you better get it ready because we're gonna be on video soon. People like humor too. Like you want people to connect with you in that way. And I think humor definitely like breaks the ice. It's an icebreaker. So I like to laugh at myself a lot. I like to do silly dances. I like to laugh at my freaking kids. Somebody told me today that I talk too much crap to my kids. Never, never. Like I love like cracking jokes. My kids and I crack jokes at each other, and then we just have a lot of fun. I've also started to utilize Instagram stories to show snippets of my workouts. So I'll take my phone. This is my workout area right here, actually. I work out on my iMac. I'll take the phone and I'll plop it right here on the desk, and I'll work out right over here. So I'm a little bit further, because when you put a video on Instagram, it tends to kind of zoom in, like if you're super close. So if you plop it right there and you go a little bit further, I'll just hit record. I mean, I got the 128 gig for a reason. So I'll just hit record for about 15 minutes of my video, and then I'll go through and edit out and cut snippets of that actual video as new clips on the iPhone. And then I'll upload those little tiny clips to my Instagram. So I only take the moves that I think I mean, with his belly, it's looking crazy when I'm lying down and stuff. But I'll take the clips that I think are kosher. My boobs are in control. And I'll put those on my Instagram. So those are what you see on the Instagram. And I've gotten so many questions like, what workout are you doing? What weights are those? Oh my gosh, your dedication through pregnancy is awesome. And it's because I'm sharing there. If I was to share that on my Instagram, it's more of a scroll and go type deal there nowadays. People want to connect with you in a different way on your actual feed, but it's just more, informal when you're on your stories. And Coach breadcrumbs are perfect there, guys. Like, share a snapshot of this grid right here, this gallery that we have of all the people on the call. That's like a perfect way to do it. Or say, I'm checking in with my challenge group now, and things like that. So now I'm going to go really quick because we are way over time, because I want to share also the apps that I've been using, and I think we're going to take a little bit of time on those. So the way I interact with people, I like to carve out like a 30-minute block, maybe twice a day in my day, once in the morning and then once in the evening, to interact with people. So the first thing that I do is I'll search for new people. I like to add at least 10 people. If you want to grow your business really quickly, I add 10 people to my network a day. And this is done on Instagram by searching hashtags. So I'll look at hashtags and I'll see, who's following them, what they're about. Is this somebody that I could possibly work with or want to work with? And then there's different ways you can do it. You can do the CCQ method or the 531 method. And it's funny because CCQ I learned from Janelle Summers. 531 I learned from her sister Shalene Johnson. Take what you will. They both work. CCQ is compliment, comment, and question. Compliment, comment, and question. For instance, I've been talking to this girl from Tone It Up. She posted a photo of her Fitbit Blaze. I have a Fitbit Blaze too. And her caption said something like, I love my new rose gold and gray band. I got it for $7.95. I love it. And so I commented and I said, oh my gosh, I love your band so much. That rose gold is super cute. I have a Fitbit Blaze too. Can I please ask where you got that from? Because I have one of those bands as well, but it's white and it's looking kind of dingy. So that was like a conversation starter, right? It's just a simple act. And as women, you guys, as network marketer women, it comes so much easier for us than it does men. It'd be kind of weird if men did that, right? Like, hey, bro, where'd you get that watch? Like, that's kind of weird. So as women, take advantage of that power. Like, I would do it in a comment, Tabitha. Absolutely in a comment. And then, like, once you start building that rapport, then you can start moving conversations to the DM, but I would wait until you have a few more interactions. So what I usually do is I have a master prospecting list that I actually added 25 names to it today because I'm doing a push to diamond group right now. So I added 25 names and I go back to those names each page probably a week later. So I'll like task myself, like, come back here on, the 16th. Then I'll go through that. I'll find them again on Instagram, see what they're doing, and then start commenting again and just start building that rapport. Because people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? Like, you can't just come out the get-go and out the gate going to slide into somebody's DMs. It doesn't work that way. That makes it really icky. So it's super important that you build that rapport and build that trust and get to know them and be interested instead of interesting. The 531 rule is pretty similar. Well, no, not really that similar. So you like 5 of their photos, you comment on 3, and then you follow. So you like 5 of their photos, right? So you just found them, and you're like, like, double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap, comment. Oh my gosh, your kid's super cute. My son has that same shirt, or I love those new Nikes, good choice, and things like that. And then follow them, track it, track who you're following, track who you're talking to. I use the High Achievers Playbook. There's also Teamsy. I used to track this in Teamsy as well. I would literally have an Instagram tab up on my computer, a Teamsy tab, and then I would just copy and paste the comments that I was putting. I commented on her photo with her daughter, blah, 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 and then, or started following her. She's a tone it up girl. We have so much in common. This girl's a beast at food prepping, blah, 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 blah. And I'll put that there so that when I come back to them and I have that follow up, I'm like, all right, what did I talk about last? And we go from there. Comment back on your post. People like to follow people who interact. Connect with your people, and people who comment on your stuff are already invested in you. They're your lifers already. They have some type of interest in what you have to do. So it is super important that you start commenting. Now, I don't know about the algorithm thing where they're like, you have to comment within 30 minutes. Like, what? Who has time for that? Like, I'm not sitting there waiting like, okay, who's commenting? Let me just, hop on here. I don't have time for that. So I don't know how that algorithm works, but I'm going to assume, and I want to assume that if you comment like later on in the day, then it pops up in the feed again. That's just me, because it kind of works like that on a Facebook, right? And like Facebook and Instagram are like one and the same now. So I'd like to say that. And I do see that when one person comments like hours later, then other comments pop up on my stuff. So I'd like to say that. Okay. Apps. This is where I'm going to end. Oh my God, we're like an hour and 10 deep, guys. Woohoo! I told you, this is a lot of shit. This is a lot of stuff that I've learned throughout the years, that I've watched other influencers do on Instagram. So I'm super excited for you guys to apply it and see what happens. So my favorite video app is VSCO, capital VSCO. So this has V as in Victor, S as in Sam, C as in cat, O as in octopus. This is more of a photography type of app. So if you notice on my feed, I started brightening my photos. I like more muted, pale stuff behind me so that the subject really pops. I like a uniform filter as well. So you can set your filters and set formulas for your filter. You can change the sharpness. I will always change the sharpness and sometimes the exposure depending on how dark or how light my photo is. But I will play with the saturation of the photo. I will play with the sharpness of the photo. And then I set that formula so that every photo I upload to VSCO looks uniform, right? Because you're not going to use 5 different filters from your Instagram. And that's what I was doing. I was seriously doing that. If you saw my before photo, I was like, why did I do black and white here? Why is this? It was all crazy. It was a joke. So VSCO. Katie taught me about Snapseed. Snapseed is another one. I know she uses it to, the white things in her background are super white, and she uses Snapseed. I haven't played around with it too much because I just haven't really made the time, but it looks really promising. So Snapseed is another one to really brighten things in your background. Facetune. Facetune is a good one, guys. Facetune is awesome. Facetune is something I use to whiten my teeth. I will whiten the whites of my eyes. I'll smooth things, if I have a blemish, I'll smooth the skin a little bit. But I won't go crazy. You don't want to look like a freaking doll. You don't want your nose to disappear. You don't want everything to disappear in your face, because I see that a lot. I'm like, where'd your nose go? So be careful with Facetune, because then it looks really, really fake. But I really like Facetune to smooth and whiten my eyes, because it just makes your eyes pop more. And I whiten the teeth sometimes as well. My husband hates it when I whiten his teeth. Babe, you hate it when I whiten your teeth, huh? He said, I put a picture of him. He was like, I look like Ross in that episode where he got his teeth whitened and then he went on a date and he went under a black light. I did go a little overboard on that one, but Facetune is another really good one. As for my before and afters, I use Live Collage. Live Collage is a good one as well. I was using Diptyque, but Live Collage, I think you have more options as well. And you can add text, which I don't, which I probably won't, but you can add text on Live Collage. And then there's also Canva Mobile. I don't know if you guys have used Canva Mobile yet, but Canva on the mobile app is awesome. Like, I don't know, I think Brooke, you commented on it when I posted the names of our 80-day tribe, our 80-day vibe tribe. There is an IG story template in Canva, so you can create something on Canva and then save it as a photo and then upload it as an IG story image, right? Because I was doing it the getaway. Like, I would take a picture, like I would seriously like take my phone and like put it up against like a black shirt and then snap it so I had like a black background real quick, and then I would like put like text in it, right? So I could like manipulate it and do whatever I wanted with it. Well, you can just go to Canva Mobile and do an IG story image, save it, and plop it there. You can even add photos to it. You can have a lot of fun with it. But all I was doing it with it really was listing the names of the people who purchased their challenge pack, saying 80-day vibe tribe, who else wants in? And I'd have like everyone's names. Sometimes I would tag their Instagrams and be like, yeah, I want in. And like, it was just really cool because it seemed like an exclusive club. iMovie, I use iMovie a lot because I have an iPhone. So I upload my videos to iMovie, I'll cut it down, and then I'll add music. So I don't buy music from iTunes. I have Apple Music, but I don't purchase songs or anything. What I did do, because I am going to be on YouTube a lot more, is I purchased a music licensing. So I don't get like music you hear on the radio, but I get really, really good like instrumentals. There's like hip hop instrumentals, there's pop instrumentals. And I did a video on our Punta Cana trip with the kids, and I used this website, and it's called Artlist, ARTLIST.io, Artlist.io. Now, I think it's an Israeli website because it's a .io, but it's legit, guys. I think I paid maybe $200 for licensing for the whole year, but you get unlimited downloads to the songs. They have like guitar instrumentals, they have rock instrumentals. I really like the hip hop beats and the pop beats because they're just more upbeat with like what my branding is like. But it's a really, really great way to not get in trouble on YouTube and to not get in trouble on Instagram or Facebook, because you have that licensing and you have that protection. Because the last thing you want to do is put all your work into a video and then it gets deleted by the app. So, and it's happened to me before, so it's just not fun. So I'd rather just have some security of knowing where my music is from. So that is pretty much all I have for you guys. Did you guys have any questions? Oh my God, you guys were living it up in the chat. If you have a question, unmute yourself. Let me look in the chat real quick. Tabitha, are you saying that you got your Deaver light for $119? Ooh, yeah. Can we see it?
It's a newer one. It's a different brand. It's not a Diva Light, but it's a different brand. How do I show you it?
Are you on your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
I can flip you around.
Okay. Oh yeah, girl. And it's
and then it also has a travel case, and it has the orange lights with it. So it does different features. And then I have like right here, let me see. I have this, so it spins, and then my phone sits here, and then it has different like features, obviously, where it goes like dimmer or whatever, and then the orange light filter. I don't have that in though, so I took those ones out. These ones are the just the regular ones. So yeah, I got it for like $119.
That's awesome.
That was my anniversary gift.
Ooh, yeah. See, don't forget to ask for don't be afraid to ask for business tools for your gifts, guys. Like, that's what I did. My husband's like, what do you want? I said, a camera.
And also, like, my background, this white wood is a sheet from Amazon. I got it for $14, and it's a huge sheet. I'm in a closet right now, so I use that for all my videos. I'm in a closet.
Yeah, I like noticed too. I think Chelsea was putting like faux brick, white brick on her wall the other day. Like there are so many different ways that you can fake a background. Like this is literally like this little like 5-foot wall is like my sanctuary. I like took this wall, it's my wall, but if you look over here, it's a hot ass mess. It's like my dining table. Like you have the power to create a tiny space for yourself, and I highly recommend you do it because honestly, I feel much more productive. Do you feel productive in your area, Tabitha?
This is my space. It's small, it's quiet, it's away from everybody. So I'm like literally in a nook because like if I am sitting on the other side of the room, I don't feel I'd be as productive because I can see outside and my kids' bedrooms right there. So I'm stuck in here and literally have like this little wall and myself. I have a light or a mirror and then my personal development stuff, like legit closet. I just took the closet doors off.
Right.
And I went to IKEA and I got a $14 desk, super inexpensive. My brand is right, all this like, you know, colorful, white, beautiful. Like I find it beautiful, like empowering. I'm obsessed with unicorns. So I have like unicorn saying and all that. And my company name that I did is called Full Bloom Fitness. So I have floral and all that kind of stuff. So that's just like my branding. And so that I'm doing the online the social builder. I haven't checked in a long time, but I'm at the avatar stage. So I'm trying to like figure that out. Yeah. Cause I'm kind of like all over the place with what I'm at. So with momhood, stay at home mom, finding yourself, being a hot mess and surviving.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I saw this phrase and I thought it was perfect. And I think you should coin it too. Slay at home mom.
Oh, that's cute.
I thought it was so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I use that word a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Slay at home is like the biz. Okay, cool. So did you guys have any questions? I'm unmuting everyone. I know it was a lot. We went an hour and 20. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me when people fall off. Okay, so we're social. We're going to take a photo. Are you ready?
Myra.
Are you good? Are you good, Phoebe?
Hold on, let me get this stuff out of my tooth. Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay. Okay, let me stop recording.